bad at all. And hide down our window, and I can't see it all. And if we could, it would all be great. With your picture on my wall, it reminds me that it's not so bad. It's not so bad. All right, get rolling. Turn the mic up a little bit. Make sure everything's rolling on my side. What is up, chat? We got 3 in here right away. Y'all got noties on? Y'all got the post notifications on? What do we got? What's up, Paulo? What's up, Dami? I don't know how to say that last name. Yasinas. Yasi. Sorry if my voice sounds weird. What's up, Peter? Sorry if my voice sounds weird. I got like these teeth whitening strips in because I'm going out tonight. Also, yes, W haircut. We did get a low taper fade. I got like a little mullet because they're in style right now. What's up, chat? Good to see you guys. Thanks for popping in quick. Let some people get into the stream and then we'll get rolling. Always got Apollo. You're so cute. You're so handsome. All right, let me get my FX replay up and rolling. I guess we could just keep. It feels weird. I haven't been on the charts all week. This is like the first time since I started trading that I've taken a break from the charts. Like I don't know what the market's doing right now, and I don't want to know what the market's doing right now. I'm really enjoying this break. I've put a lot of thought into what I want to do in August. Very, very excited for August. Midway through quarter 3, I think it'll be really, really exciting. I'm going to check out the higher time frames later on this week, probably, Saturday, Sunday, see what's going on. Also, a little bit earlier than we normally stream, but we're going to continue on this session here. Stats aren't looking great right now. I really want to be upping my win rate. That's kind of what I'm focused on right now. I could care less about my RR. This could even go down a little bit, but I really want to see this between like 70 and 80. I think 80 is doable, but I think 70 is more realistic. So yeah, let's get rolling. Where are we at? I don't know if I took a trade here or not, but this actually isn't a bad place to start. So let's go to the 4 hour. All right, let's get rolling. 4 hour candle is about to close. Let's see if we get a change in the state on NASDAQ on the 4 hour. We do. So we get a 4 hour change in the states. Series of down close candles. Looks like, again, we do have this big weekly opening gap going up. I'm not letting you take me shopping, Day Day. No Diddy shit, bro. But what's up, Day Day? Appreciate it, though. All right. Again, I like all-time highs. I'm usually wanting to long. Could be a manipulation like on the 1 hour here. Nearly, but not quite. Still looks like we're just sweeping out these lows. I don't think we're going to see strong displacement on the 1 hour. I love Blasian song. What's up, man? Appreciate it. I'm a value guy. I like that. I've never heard that one before. See if we have any 15-minute PD arrays to focus on. Any 15-minute PD arrays. We have, of course, this weekly opening gap. We rebalanced to equilibrium in this range, and we're not displacing into a discount. So I'm feeling pretty good about still going long here. Bring over this a little bit. I would have loved to see these lows get taken. We do have an SMT, though, right here. So maybe looking to go long on ES here. We are seeing potential displacement to the upside. Let's drop down into the 1 minute. Let me just make sure here. We do have this order block too. Hold on, I'm getting a call. All right. Tapping in this order block. Again, I think going long here is never bad. Yeah, you gotta get a motherfucking taper, bro. Tapers are where it's at. I'm done at 6:20. All right. But yeah, tapers are where it's at. But no, I haven't taken any trades this week. I've been completely off of the charts this week, kind of like a mental reset week. We do have double tops here, so I think those are going to get taken for sure. We have actually 2 sets of double tops, so these probably, I'd imagine these both get taken. Whether it's in one session, I don't know, but all right, so let's drop down to the 1 minute. We are seeing displacement right now, and we have these highs here. I don't think taking a long here is bad at all. We're at the macro open, but I want to see a little bit more of a convincing argument. Okay, so no SMT skis put in here. I don't think this is horrible. But we're just kind of accumulating right now. I want to see us manipulate some lows before I want to take a long here. Caught, bro, lock in? What does that mean? Lock in? I really want to see us manipulate some of these lows here before I feel great about taking a long. But, I mean, ES is pumping. If we had taken this trade on ES, we'd have been good. Kind of just want to see NASDAQ catch up. So I think these are the highs that we want to see NASDAQ take as well. But okay, we are getting some displacement. Even though ES or NASDAQ is lagging, I think we can catch a 1-to-1 here pretty safely. Plenty of draws here to go for. I'm going to take this. What time is it? Yeah, about the latest I want to take a trade. I think Forex compared to futures is very clear cut that futures is better than Forex. That's my answer. I would never ever trade Forex over futures. Brutal. Yeah, stopped out. Unfortunate. Is it the SMT that we put in? Yeah, SMT got put in. Wow, yeah, I top ticked a really good fucking short. I might still try to catch a long here. A little bit of accumulation. We do have this SMT here. If we see displacement higher, I would not be opposed to trying another long here. It's caught, lock in grammatically. What are we talking about? Caught? When did I say? Oh, you weren't talking. You're talking to Alex. Okay, I was like, what are you talking to me about? But yeah, I think that sorry, I didn't really elaborate too much, but yeah, I think that futures is a lot better than Forex. Just the brokers are a lot less sketchy. All right, we're seeing some displacement here. If we retrace into this gap, I'd take a long on ES. But we're not really getting that. All right, yeah, we're gonna end that on a losing day. All right, keep it rolling, keep it rolling. It's also gonna be a pretty short stream. Just want to get some time in front of the charts before I go about my evening. Probably about an hour on the charts, I'd imagine, just getting some, wow. Okay, that's something. Big move overnight. Oh, wait. Okay, no, 1 minute. Okay, look on the 4 hour. I'm not going to stop until I get a 1-to-1. What does that even mean? Not going to stop until I get a 1-to-1? I get one, bro, I catch 1-to-1s like nobody's business. Okay, so we have the 4 hour here. Really, really big dump. I mean, I'd imagine there's a bullish SMT in here somewhere. I mean, yeah. I think it's just easy longs all day here. I think this is easy longs all day. Look on the 1 hour. But we might need to accumulate first. Blew all 5 of my XFAs on yesterday's Gigapump. 1 to 5s are the new 1 to 1s. Not at all. Not a chance. Look at who gets the most payouts on funded accounts. For funded accounts, 1 to 1s are where it's at. Lower RR, higher win rate, so you can risk more. Yeah, it happens though. Everyone blows their accounts. I blew 20 accounts over the past 2 months. It's just about, are you getting payouts before you blow your accounts, So I think order flow is bullish on the 15-minute, but we don't really have any draws on liquidity to the buy side. We do get change in the state on NASDAQ, respecting this imbalance here. So what we could do is we could just target equilibrium of this range. So I'm going to leave this up over here. So I think we can target equilibrium here because I think we're going to want to see some rebalancing. So let's look on, again, the 1 minute. Did we manipulate right on market open? Turtle soup these lows, put in an SMT on NASDAQ. Yeah, I think this is pretty easy. Okay, SMT gets invalidated, but then we put in this SMT. Inverted the fair value gap. So yeah, we're kind of just accumulating a little bit here. Okay, clean change in the state here. Invert this small fair value gap. And we have an SMT at these lows. I think I want to take this on ES though. Okay. We'll go long here. Where's the SMT at? We just marked this out now. Am I tripping? These lows. So I think we can put our stops at the SMT and target all this buy side here. This is a 2R, so I'll probably take partials at 1R. You should invert my fair value gap. Go to stake. Great idea. Okay, this shit is coming out, dude. This is horrible. Oh my god. Oh my god, teeth whitening strips are the worst thing on the fucking planet. Oh. Fucking gross. Oh. Oh, and I have all this bullshit on my teeth. This is fucking awful. Hold on. I'm gonna let this trade play out, and then I'm gonna go fucking clean this gunk off my teeth. Wow, really rough start today. Just losing everything. All right, I'm gonna clean this shit off my teeth. I'll be right back. What a fucking horrible idea that was. All right, maybe with that off my teeth, we can actually win some trades. Starting off fucking 0 for 2. How brutal. Wow, I didn't expect that we were going to continue lower here. I thought we'd want to rebalance here. I'm just going to see how price played out for the rest of the day. Do we ever get that rebalancing act? No, not really. Wow, brutal. Oh, actually, hold on. I'm going to start a new session because I forgot that I wanted to do something here. One second. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to do a new session, and I'm going to create a checklist so you guys can kind of see what I'm looking at, and also it's going to force me to talk about my trades out loud. We'll go 70%, 1-to-1, RR, all-time high. We'll do that. Again, we're going to trade mini EQ or mini NQ, S&P 500. What do we got here? 34 close. What's up, Anas? Oh my fucking god. All right, hold on. Let me see when some all-time highs were. I don't want to dox my Google search history. Because I don't want to just go through everything I just played through. I guess I could just replay through July in June. I could do that because I'm not going to remember like every single trade that I took. Hold me, quick vape break. L vape in the chat. So what then we had? Let me look here. I mean, I'm not going back to the fucking 80s, dude. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, December. It looks like it was July. All right, I think we're just going to replay July. Fucking Jack, you're killing my chat, bro. Lock in, twin. Oops. Whoops. How do I fix that? Okay, boom. All right, we're just going to replay July. I hope you guys can trust me enough that I don't have every single trade memorized that I took in July. That feels like such a fucking weird thing to do. Let me see if there's any better all-time highs to do, actually. Sig break win. Sig break tonight. Goat. Yeah, gotta have the NASDAQ change. Oh, we can do November of 2024. Okay, let's do that. That's way better. Let's do November 2024. Okay, and I'll walk you through how I'm doing this. Yeah, 10-year time frame is the best to... That's really when Enigma shows its colors. I personally trade the 7-year and the 13-minute. That's the best for me. Okay, so we're going to redo this. Okay. And then we're going to go 50K to simulate a 50K funded. And then we're going to go MNQ, MES, bang. And then how do we add a checklist? How do we add a checklist? I'll have to, let me look through this in a second. We're just going to go November 2024 because there were some all-time highs there. And then we'll go, through present, sure. Okay, and I think I already have, is that the checklists? Okay, let's add a new one. So here's what I'm looking for. I'll go through like a plus setup. So here are the things that I'm looking at when I'm entering a trade. Control plus checklist. Yeah, anything under 10 years isn't analyzing. So the first thing, one, is the higher time frame narrative. Like, am I trading in line with the higher time frame narrative? Did we tap into a higher time, or let's go higher PD array, PDA. Do we have an SMT / liquidity sweep? Do we have clear draws on liquidity? Do we have an IFVG or a change in the states? And did we create displacement? This is what in my mind is an A+ setup. So like I'm trading with a higher time frame narrative. We're tapping into a higher time frame PD array. We create an SMT or sweep liquidity. We have a clear draw on liquidity as to where price wants to go. We have an inverse fair value gap or a change in the state, and we're creating displacement towards our draw on liquidity. I'm thinking if there's anything else that I'm forgetting. Oh, one more thing. So I like to be off of the charts before a certain time. I like to be off the charts by 9:45. Appreciate it, Christos. But yeah, I like to be off of the charts by 9:45 Central Standard Time, which is 45 minutes into the 4-hour macro open. And then I guess one more thing that's like a bonus would be equilibrium or premium versus discount. I don't always look at that, but sometimes it can be helpful. And I'll get rid of these ones because I created these when I was new as shit. All right, never mind. All right, let's go. So we should be nearing all-time highs at this point. What the fuck? Oh, wait. There we go. I was like, that doesn't look right. Okay, so should be nearing all-time highs. First of Friday. Oh, we need to go a day before. All right, whatever. This is fine. Doesn't look fine, actually, but it's okay. We'll work with this. All right. So let's look at the 4 hour. It's honestly, it does look bearish. Market structure shift to the downside on NASDAQ and on ES. So broke structure to the downside after accumulating. Manipulated these highs. Now we're distributing lower. 4 hour looks like we're in an accumulation period. Any buy side SMTs? No, not quite. So we have a couple draws on liquidity resting underneath us that I think are easy targets. And of course we have this resting here too. 4 hour imbalance here. Let me look at the 15-minute. Yeah, huge displacement move down that it looks like we're rejecting. There's not as much displacement on ES, but we also do put in this. Why is it FX replay makes no sense sometimes. All right, well, let's go to actual market open. I didn't even realize I was looking at the wrong time. What's up, True Crusader? Good to see you, brother. All right, we'll go to market open. So we're still kind of trading inside of this gap here. This gap is almost non-existent on ES, but it's all kind of similar. Weekly opening gap, it looks like, got filled. Zoom in a little bit here. Yeah, still feeling bearish on the 15-minute. I think FX replay is like $30 a month or something like that. I don't really look at it. So we do have triple stacked highs here. I kind of just want to see if we create obvious manipulation. So let me go forward a couple minutes here. So we get a change in the state to the downside immediately. Excuse me. Immediate change in the state of the downside. Yeah, I think it's probably safe to hop in a short here. Unless this was the manipulation leg. Hang on. Let me zoom out again to the 15-minute. I thought we might create a bit more displacement there. All right, so we take out these lows here on NASDAQ and on ES. So no SMT, no clear manipulation leg. Get a little SMT ski on market open. Well, little SMT ski, nothing crazy, but a little SMT ski. Where NASDAQ is the lagging index. Trade of 8 market replay. I do like market replay too. I'm not opposed to it. So I think we just invalidated that SMT. Yeah, so no more SMT. Again, kind of just accumulating right now. Kind of lacking any major displacement to either side. If we could put in an SMT inside of this higher time frame PD rate, that would be fantastic news. Speak of the devil. So we have an SMT here. NASDAQ taps into this higher time frame PD array. And I think we'll immediately see displacement out of it. Change in the state on the S&P 500. If we can create displacement, I'd hop in a short here. we're not really getting that. We're just accumulating again. We have another SMT where ES is once again the lagging index. NASDAQ is turtle souping these highs here. I want to see displacement out of this range. Is that another SMT? Okay, another SMT. I'm not even going to mark that one out. I want to see displacement out of this range. Okay, that's displacement. Okay, let's zoom out on, we can target this low here. But outside of that, not too much resting liquidity. We have these lows here we could target. But yeah, not too many clear draws. I guess we have two. If we retrace into this gap, I can go short here. We're not going to get that. So we take this. Still pushing lower on ES. Yeah, this was solid here. Just waiting for the retracement. Sometimes it happens though. Sometimes you don't get the retrace. Yeah, probably would have extended my risk a bit. Make it like a 1.2-ish. How do you know when to flip your bias? I don't really flip my bias too much throughout the day, but like I guess here, so my bias is bearish here because we're seeing lower highs. We're respecting bearish PD arrays. Normally I flip my bias if we start, the way that I determine my bias is I look at what's being respected and what's being disrespected. So for example, here we had this really big displacement move down overnight and we saw it get respected, right? We tap consequent encroachment. We have a bearish sell-off. We retrace into it, sell off, retrace, sell off, retrace, sell off. And that's kind of how I determine my bias. So for example, if market opens and we just immediately see displacement through this gap and we create a bullish PD array, then I might be a bit more inclined to flip my bias. But normally I trade so early in the morning, I don't really have time to flip my bias. I'm 21 years old, and I don't really take partials ever. If anything, I add to my positions because I trade such a low RR. I only when I trade a position like, okay, let's say I took this last trade here on ES that I considered taking, right? Where we had this displacement move down. Let's say we retraced into this gap here with this candle, and I was targeting this sell side liquidity. Let's say I had my stops here, for example, and it was like a 4R. Normally, I'm just taking profit whenever we take swing lows. So here, this swing low is at a 1R. So I'd probably close 25% to half my position. Then let's say, we start chopping at the bottom of this imbalance here. I might partial another 25% and leave runners for the rest of my TP. But it's not something I do too often, to put it simply. All right, let's go to the next day. Yeah, kind of like I anticipated. We saw this really big sell-off. There's going to be an accumulation period to generate liquidity. So, kind of anticipated that. But we'd have to expect bearish order flow to hold. I almost kind of don't want to trade this accumulation period because we have a reversal, accumulation. I might wait for... There's something I want to work on, just not trading bad market conditions. So displacement is basically strong displacement in my mind is creating a fair value gap, creating an imbalance of whatever to whatever. So for example, where's a better example? So like, I guess right here, for example, we create displacement to the downside, but we immediately see this PD array get disrespected. So although, yes, we create displacement, I would be bullish for this move because we end up disrespecting the bearish PD array. But here, for example, we take these lows and we also displace with a fair value gap, right? So, and we never end up revisiting it. Again, here we take these lows and continue displacing, and it looks like we're being generally respectful of this imbalance. But I don't know if I'm going to be trading this accumulation period. I'm trying to get off the vaping, Jay. I'm trying to get off of it. Well, not really. If I was trying to get off of it, I'd be off it. But okay, we're kind of just in an accumulation period. So my higher time frame narrative, I guess it would be, if I had to pick one, bullish, but I think I'm just going to kind of wait to see what the market gives me. I'm going to look on the 15-minute and see if Enigma is a bit more clear on the 15-minute. But again, it's kind of looking to be similar where this is just not favorable market conditions. So we have the 15-minute here. We're making higher lows. We have this SMT from pre-market. Or I guess what, this is no London session. So we have this SMT here. If we see displacement to the upside, again, we're also inverting this 15-minute fair value gap. So we do see immediate displacement. We also get this SMT. Any news? Tuesday, 9 a.m. news, but it's not really high impact news. So we immediately run these highs. Put in an SMT at these highs here. And this is a higher time frame SMT. Okay, let's see how this plays out. Not desperate to hop into a trade. I think that invalidates the SMT. Yes. Holy mother of pump. Oh, wow. I think we're seeing higher displacement. Are we going to chase? Okay, let me see what we have here. So here's an example of where my bias kind of just flipped. You know, it looked like we were just sweeping, like we just kind of pumped these highs, but I think we're going to continue to see moves higher. Okay, we respected this gap right here. Target a 1-to-1. Is there liquidity resting here for the 1-to-1? Because I don't just want to target nothing. I don't know if I love this actually. What are we betting on? We're betting that we're going to get a change on the state in the 4-hour. Do I have Twitter? No Twitter. I don't really hop on Twitter too much. I'm going to take this. Let's go through the checklist here. Where's the checklist at? So I think we're in line with the higher time frame narrative. Actually, maybe not though. I mean, we're in an accumulation period, so there's not really a narrative to be given. So I guess I won't check that off because we don't really have a narrative on the higher time frame right now. We are inside of a higher time frame PD array. We are running this 15-minute imbalance. We don't have, I guess we did have this SMT. So yeah, we did have an SMT pre-market. We do have a clear draw on liquidity with these resting all-time highs. We do get a change in the state on the S&P 500 here, and we also do create displacement. This is the time that I'd want to be trading, and we are not at EQ, so I'd give this a 4-star. And again, I'm equally as confident as I would be for any setup, basically. So let's see how this goes. Immediately take it. Boom. So a nice little 1-to-1 there. Let's see how much higher price wants to run. Not too much higher than we start accumulating. Okay, good start to the new session. All right, let's go to market open. Now we're approaching all-time highs. Now again, here, I can just look on the 50-minute and tell you that I'm bullish. So we get a market structure shift and we create displacement on the 4-hour. I don't necessarily think that we're going to rebalance before taking these highs. On NASDAQ, let's look at the ES. Let's look at the ES. Let's look at the S&P 500. So S&P 500 already took all-time highs. That's interesting. So I want to see what I'm still overall bullish here. I think NASDAQ might want to take all-time highs still. And also just market structure is overall bullish. We failed to get a change in the state. We failed to displace underneath this 1 hour PD array. Kind of accumulating a little bit. So we should anticipate a manipulation leg on market open. Yeah, we're in an accumulation period right now. So check for news. Doesn't look like we have news. No news Wednesday. I have no idea about the Trade of 8 copy trader because I use Top Step, and they have their own copy trader in their platform, which is what I use. But I'd imagine all copy trading is going to be pretty similar. So we immediately get a lower time frame SMT, but we do sweep out these lows on ES. Do we create displacement on all-time highs, or we just sweep them? Okay, so we put it in an SMT where ES is the lagging index, and then we potentially create displacement to the downside, but no displacement. Oh, this is the 15-minute candle. I'm tripping. I thought I was on the 1 minute. Whoops. Okay, well that changed my mind a little bit, I guess. I thought I was looking at the 1 minute. I was like, why is it going so slow? So we're potentially creating displacement on the 15-minute. Good to know. On the 1 hour here. So NASDAQ does take all-time highs. So how US? I don't trade fucking Forex, bro. Be for real. I don't trade Forex. Shout out Forex though. I just don't trade it. So we fail to see displacement over all-time highs, and we get a change in the states. I don't really know if I'm feeling good about shorting all-time highs though. I'm gonna be honest here. But I mean, we did accumulate. We have this manipulation leg. This would be, oh, what high is this? This is this 15-minute macro high. So let me see. Right, this one. Yeah, the 830 macro high. Yeah, this is an SMT. You don't. I think FX Replay just automatically connects. I think they just use TradingView as their charting platform. If we create displacement to the sell side, I'd be open to a short here. So we do create displacement. Also take a lot of our generated sell side here. I kind of wanted to see us retrace into this candle before I think about taking a short. Respect here. We do have a good amount of generated sell side. Put in the high of the 4-hour candle. Yeah, I think I'm okay to take a short here. We did invert this fair value gap, but actually I might wait and take just a clean 1-to-1 to make sure that we are displacing underneath these lows. So we do create displacement here. No SMT skis. Okay, I'll set up a limit order. Risk one. I'll risk a little bit lighter here because I am trading against the higher time frame narrative. Yeah, you pay the flat rate no matter what it is. So here we're not trading with the higher time frame narrative, and I don't even think we're inside of a higher time frame PD array actually. No, not really. Yeah, no, we're not inside of a higher time frame PD array. So no. We do have a SMT. We do have clear draws and liquidity. We do have a change in the state up here. We did create displacement. We're inside of the time I'd want to be trading, and we are in a discount. Give this one a 3, honestly. I wouldn't want to take this all the time, but for the sake of back testing, I'm going to take it. Might be cooked here. Yeah, we're just chopping about. Let's just speed this up. Brutal. Wow. Hopped in right at accumulation periods. Okay, 1 for 1, or 1 for 2, excuse me, 1 and 2. 1 and 1, goodness gracious. All right, let's go to market open. Should have known better than to short all-time highs. Yeah, creating new all-time highs. So this is good because I can actually practice all-time highs now and not approaching all-time highs. Okay, let's go to the, again, 4 hour. I don't even got to look at it. We're bullish on the 4 hour. Bullish on the 1 hour. Bullish on the 15 minute. Is there any PD arrays that we can tap into on the way up? Not really. We have this order block here. I might look at that. See how we treat that. We have the same order block on ES, I believe. Yeah, same order block on ES. All right, let's go to the 1 minute and watch market open. Immediately create new all-time highs. Lack displacement. No news until 1 p.m. We did create displacement on ES. A little bit of displacement. So we can always... Now we get a small little SMT we tap into here. Okay, I'm going to take this. And when I'm targeting all-time highs, sometimes I just like to target price points. So like I'll target the 70s here. And I'll just make it a 1-to-1. I don't think this is bad here. Again, we're creating displacement. Retracing into this fair value gap, put in an SMT. So that looks like it was kind of manipulation. Might be not bad to wait. Yeah, PD arrays are just a way of saying confluence, essentially. A buy limit, what? Oh, market, that's why. Okay, so we are with the higher time frame narrative. We tapped into the higher time frame PD array, created an SMT, I believe inside of that PD array. Inside of that PD array, we don't have a clear draw on liquidity because we're targeting all-time highs. Do we have a change in the state? Yes, we do. We also inverted that fair value gap. So yes, we create displacement. We're inside of the trading window, and we're not trading with equilibrium right now. So I'd give this one a 4. Here we go. That was close to hitting my fucking stop loss. All right, next day. Bing, bang, bing, bang. No, I don't. I'm looking into standard deviation and Fibonacci retracement and all that as another confluence. But right now I'm spending more time looking into quarterly theory. I'm not even going to dive into what is quarterly theory because that's its own can of worms. So we're accumulating on the 4 hour. Reject, or not rejecting. Whoops. Whoa, what the fuck did I just press? Okay, I don't know what I just pressed. We are being respectful of this 4 hour imbalance, lacking displacement. Also could just be filling this imbalance because it doesn't exist. Vito Commerci, no, don't know. My time window, I like to trade within 90 minutes of market open. So whenever market opens, 90 minutes from there. So for me, it's 8:30 Central is the time. So market opens at 9:30 Eastern time, but I trade, it's 8:30 for me, so I trade from 8:30 until 10 o'clock. I try to catch the manipulation leg and distribution leg of the 4 hour macro. So we also have this 4 hour imbalance here. It would be good to, or this 1 hour sell side imbalance, but again, lacking displacement underneath these lows. SMT at the lows inside of this higher time frame PD array. So that's a 1 hour SMT. 1 hour SMT. I'll put that on ES as well. 1 hour SMT. Look in the 15 minute. Okay, figured that. All right, let's go to the 1 minute here. I figured something like that was going to happen. I almost bought at market open, just thinking that we'd immediately pump. So we take out a lot of our generated buy. So let's see if we displace over these highs. We do create this fair value gap that we respect. Let's see if we had a 1 minute SMT here. So we created lower lows, smashed through higher highs. We also do have this SMT as well. I'm pretty... let me see what this looks like. Let's see what this looks like. Stop loss below the sell side or the buy side inefficiency we already tapped into. These double tops here is going to be a really strong draw. Any news? 9 a.m. news. Try to take this trade before news. I don't think this is bad. Let me just see what the setup looks like. We created displacement, but we didn't really... I don't know if I would take this, honestly. I think we're also about to SMT these highs. I couldn't give you anything on standard deviation. How many days is recent market structure do on a high time frame? Are you zooming out and looking at overall market structure? I mean, like on the 4 hour, I'm kind of just looking at like the most recent PD rays that we make. I just want to see overall what's being respected and what's being disrespected. I don't think this is bad. I kind of want to take this. But I could also just see us immediately running this again, but we are back testing. So, we are going to take it because I think it checks a lot of our boxes here. We're with the higher time frame narrative. We respected the higher time frame PD array. We put in an SMT. We have a clear draw on liquidity. We don't get like a super solid entry. Actually, let's look on the 15 second. So yeah, we don't get anything, but we also are creating displacement on the 15 second. Changing the state on the 30 second. Okay, so yeah, we actually do. We do have a change in the state. We're creating displacement. We're inside of my trading window. And I think this is also discount of this range or very, very close to it. So we're in a premium. So no, we're not in discount. Okay. Again, give this one a 4. I don't think it's a 5-star quite yet. You generally want to take the trade on the lagging index. Like that's a good beginner tip, I suppose. I just prefer NASDAQ's price action. You know, generally whatever one. So here I technically should be taking this on ES because NASDAQ is what created the manipulation leg and ES failed to create the higher high or the lower low. But anyways, let's see if this plays out. Ooh, accumulating. I don't like that. We run the fair value gap. We just kind of started accumulating. Brutal. Yeah, we just kind of caught accumulation there. We didn't get the clean distribution leg. So what, we're 2 and 2? Yeah, 2 and 2. Still profitable, I think, though. Yeah, still profitable. All right, let's move on. Damn, it's brutal. Where does price want to go today? I do want to see where price goes. Do we just accumulate all day? I'm trying to recognize a pattern here. Whenever we're in these like accumulation periods on the higher time frames, my probabilities become my setups become much lower probability. Yeah, every loss you learn from, for sure. I did not trade this week. I finished the month up 7,500. Or no, I finished the month with activation fees and everything about 5,500 in the green, which is not what we wanted. Not what we wanted at all. About what we did in June. So I have much bigger goals for August, which I'm probably making a video on. So we do end up taking all-time highs, you sneaky fucking bastard. But we waited until... Oh, I'm accidentally too far into market open. Okay, well, whatever. So let me do top-down analysis one more time. Do I think 50% win rate is enough? I don't know what your RR is. What's your RR? I think 50% win rate, you want at least a 2R to be like, you know, chilling. I'm not buying this for one fucking second. Not at all. Yeah, huge SMT. Huge SMT. I'm not buying that for one fucking second. Taking out all this low resistance liquidity. I'm not buying that. Why didn't I trade? Well, one, because I can't buy any more combines because I maxed my combine purchases. And two, I think it was just I needed a week off of the charts. I considered getting some take profit trader accounts just to keep trading for the month. But also there was red folder news all week. And I think a mental break is good every now and again. It gives me some time to back test all-time highs. I don't know if these are favorable market conditions, as the kids would say. But we do have this really big SMT. I mean, like huge SMT. So this is just like manipulation station. Yeah, I don't know if I'm trading this. This is not favorable market conditions because now we're just starting to accumulate. But I'm also not buying that price is going to go any lower. So, I mean, actually, if this is 9 a.m. manipulation, we get a change in the state. We also did get pushed into a discount. We create displacement over these highs, but now we're SMT. I would need to see a bit more displacement. I don't think this is very high probability. Feels like this could be the manipulation leg of the 4-hour candle. Okay. This might not be bad. We respect this imbalance. What's that look like on the 15-minute? Yeah, we lack displacement over this higher time frame PD array. We are bearish on the 15-minute, which I think is valid to shorts. We do have draws on liquidity from market open. We haven't filled this gap either, so that's a draw on liquidity technically because price might want to rebalance. For this opening gap here, got really strong rejection to the downside, clean change in the state, creating displacement. I'll take this for sure. Yeah, this isn't bad. Target here, stops above these highs. We'll go for 1-to-1 here. So we'll just target these resting lows. Yeah, sometimes your bias in your trades don't work out. Sometimes, you know, you take a setup and it's exactly what you want and it's not, like right here, for example. Are we just still still accumulating? See what I'm talking about? I think I'm going to try to avoid trading when we're in higher time frame periods of consolidation. Because, yeah, now we're in the red, which is no bueno. What are we, 2 for 2 and 5? Or 2 for 5? Yeah, that sucks. That's no good. All right, let's go to the next day. Unfortunate. Rough start to the back test. But we were right about price wanting to go lower. I didn't believe it until I, you know, saw some more price action. It do be like that, bro. Sometimes you just get the setup that you want, and it's just, you know, are you a smart fella or are you a fart smella? Still looks like we're in a period of higher time frame consolidation, but we did tap into this bullish 4-hour gap, and we're not seeing displacement through it. 1 hour change in the state on the S&P 500. Lacked that on on fucking NASDAQ. We have this SMT here as well. We also have a bullish SMT. So this is a good little learning lesson. What do you do when you have contradicting SMTs? You kind of invalidate them. Like, it's like they cancel out. You know what I mean? Like, if I have a bearish SMT and a bullish SMT, I'm looking at, okay, well, what does the rest of the higher time frame narrative? Oh, I guess we actually don't have this right here. Wait, yes, we do. Like, which one, like, what do I really think is going to happen? Do I think that price is going to run through this bullish fair value gap that we created and we've respected 4 or 5 times now? Probably not. I'd imagine that price wants to go higher here, and this was the manipulation leg before we see expansion to the upside. Inverted this 15-minute fair value gap. Clear draws on liquidity. But we also are rejecting this 15. Is that a 1 hour imbalance? Oh, man. Okay. Hang on a minute. Let's see what price does on market open, because we do have also a 1 minute change in the state. I feel like I'm getting more bullish confluence than bearish confluence. Okay, kill candle. Is there news? Was it 7:30? So we have a change in the state. It's very normal for price to revisit a change in the state, but then we get a change in the state to the sell side. And we see displacement potentially. No. Okay, now we see displacement to the buy side, invalidating this SMT nearly. Okay, we create this. If we retrace here, this is a valid entry. Okay, we retrace into this 1 minute SMT, or this 1 minute fair value gap, invalidate the SMT. We do sweep out these highs, but it looks like we're being pretty respectful of this bullish confluence here. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a long here. Bink. Stops. I can honestly play a pretty tight stop loss here. Let me zoom out to the 15-minute. Where's our draws? We have this is a clear draw, obviously, and ES did take these highs already, so I think, yeah, I'm okay with taking a slightly higher RR here and risking a little bit less, risking a little bit less. Let's give this a little bit more room to breathe. We'll go 2R here. We see the cut, twin. I just don't want to pay for TradingView to get real-time data. I think it's a not great way to look at trading, brother. You got to invest to make money. Okay. I think overall, with the context of all-time highs and also just in general, I think we're overall bullish. We had this manipulation leg. We're seeing expansion to the upside. I think we're pretty good here. We did tap into, I believe we tapped into the 4 hour fair value gap pre-market, not at this exact moment in time. But we do have the SMT as well to the sell side. We're putting in a buy side SMT here, but we have a clear draw on liquidity. We did inverse, I bet that's a 3 minute gap, but whatever. We got a clean change in the state. We also created displacement and retraced into the displacement. We're inside of the trading window, and I don't think we're in premium or discount either. Give us one a 4, almost a 5. This is a pretty good setup, and it just gets ran through every time. Yeah, if we would have given a bit more room to breathe, what if I'd taken a 1-to-1 here? Even a 1-to-1 gets stopped out, just barely. What could we have targeted? What could we have done better here? Now let's analyze. Because we took our, brutal. Was there anything better to wait for? I don't really think so. Because then we just continue to see accumulation. I'm really struggling this session. I think this will be officially the worst performance for backtesting on the stream so far. But again, I keep going back to this. Maybe I need to avoid trading during these higher time frame consolidation periods because I have a much harder time reading the market. Because we're kind of just chopping around. But I guess that's what makes all-time highs challenging, right? All right, let's go to, I guess we're still inside of my trading window. Do I maybe go for one more here? Because now we are pushing up and we can trade with the trend. Where's all-time highs at? We have a lot of generated buy side. I don't think shorts were wrong. Maybe I should have targeted more of this buy side here. Oh, but it's 1 p.m. now. Whoops, I didn't even see that. Okay, yeah, no, we're not going to trade that. I thought I was still at market open. ICT just doesn't work long term. So ICT is not the creator of those concepts. What people call ICT, I'm going to go full screen for this because this is honestly a pet peeve. I tell people I learned from ICT because ICT popularized institutional-based order flow trading. That's what the ICT concepts are. Concepts like fair value gaps, which are really sell-side and buy-side imbalances, have been around for decades. Liquidity has been around for decades. Market structure and all these concepts talked about by ICT have been around forever. Saying that ICT doesn't work long time is either a projection because it didn't work out for a specific individual, or it's a statement of ignorance for not knowing. I don't got to list out people who are profitable trading concepts they learned via ICT, but saying ICT doesn't work long time is silly. Yeah, smart money trading, institutional-based order flow trading, liquidity-based order flow trading. It's been around forever. Also, yeah, we literally have NASDAQ on the chain. What do you mean tell me that ICT bought this, brother? ICT bought this shit. Just because I have one bad backtesting session doesn't mean that ICT doesn't work long term. Also, any strategy works, by the way. Any strategy backtested that has an effective win rate is a profitable strategy. Risk management and psychology is far more important than your strategy. People literally trade trend lines and they're profitable. The biggest mistake I see people making is thinking that their strategy is the reason that they're not profitable. It's the biggest mistake I see people make. Still in this higher time frame accumulation period, which I'm not a fan of, dude. Yeah, I use the 1 minute for entry. I use the 1 minute. I use the 2 minute, 30 second, 15 second. I use all of it. How many trades do I like to confirm? I don't know. I just trade for like a certain period of, I don't know. I don't have a good answer for that. Maybe I'm not the world's best back tester, but okay, so no SMT on the hourly chart. I did not trade today. Haven't traded all week. Haven't taken any trades this week. All right, let's check news. Check news. Wednesday, we have 7:30 news. That's already passed. So news has already happened. How did I get my psychology right? I don't know. See, I feel like I've always just had decent psychology. It's only called the ICT because he put a name to already existing things, but he did get exposed for being a fraud. Potentially. That's like, okay, let me give you an analogy for ICT. Yeah, of course the chain is real. No fake nothing on my body. Saying that ICT created those concepts is like saying that LeBron James invented dunking a basketball or Michael Jordan invented dunking a basketball. They just made it super popular for a lot of other people to follow in those footsteps. You know what I mean? Saying that ICT created those concepts is just simply not true. He just happened to market himself really well. And regardless of whether or not he's a good trader, has nothing to do with the fact that the concepts he teaches have been traded for decades and have been proven to be profitable. Like people say ICT isn't profitable. The number one funded trader in the world who took $2.2 million in payouts in 1 year trades ICT. So do with that information as you will. All right, 15-minute fair value gap that we're currently trading inside of. Market structure shift that we're retracing from. Still a ton of generated buy-side liquidity. No SMTs to the sell side, or to the buy side, excuse me. No bearish SMTs. Might have a 1 minute SMT here, like a lower time frame market open SMT. Yeah, NASDAQ took these lows. Still just accumulating. Another manipulation leg here. Okay, we do. This is a pretty prominent SMT, and it's right before the macro open. I'm going to enter slightly prematurely on this because we inverse this gap. Again, one could make the argument for taking this trade on ES. And I'm going to target higher RR here, and I'll kind of show you how I partial. Given that we don't just beeline to my stop loss. But if you look at our range, we're deep in premium. We're in the context of all-time highs. We put in a bearish SMT right before macro open. I believe no news. Yeah, no news. We're inside of a higher time frame PD array that we're lacking displacement out of. Inverse to fair value gap. Let me just do it this way. So in line with the higher time frame narrative, we're inside of the higher time frame PD array. We put in an SMT, clear draws on liquidity all over the place. We have an IFVG, and I would bet money we get a change in the state too. I'm literally betting money we get a change in the state. What's up, Anthony? We create displacement. Again, actually, not technically quite yet. I mean, I'm sure if you zoom into the 15-second, we created displacement. So whatever. Yeah, I'll say that we didn't because we haven't on the 1 minute quite yet. But we're in our trading window, and we're also. I'll even say we did. I would say this is like a 5-star setup. This is as good as it gets. And if this doesn't work out today, then I'm just I'm getting cooked today. Brutal, man. Where does price go? Does price just keep going lower? I'm just going to click for it here. I want to see how price action played out this day. Because, I mean, that's textbook. Man, brutal. Can't catch a break today. I'm also going to start a new session because this would basically mean that I blew the account. And I like to trade as close to... What am I trying to say here? I like to keep my backtesting sessions as close to trading a live account as I can, or trading, an account that I actually make money with as I can. So yeah, we're going to call that one wraps. And then we'll just go, I have here, let's look at these stats actually. Yeah, that was bad. Yeah, very not profitable. That was a rough stretch. Rough stretch. Let's hit July. Nope, no group, no Discord. Let me send out something really quick. Apologies, chat. I sent out a few messages. Yeah, no group, no Discord. Sometimes you just get cooked. That's what it is. Sometimes you just get cooked. And I am backtesting July. What I can promise you is I couldn't tell you what's going to happen every single day of July. I don't have photographic memory. If at any point I do recognize something, then sure, I'll be like, actually, don't really want to trade that because it looks familiar. But all I know here is that we're in the context of all-time highs. We're in this fucking bullshit accumulation. CISD or FVG. I'm going to show this just for the one time. Actually, I'll show it the next time, but it's a CISD or an FVG, IFVG, either one. I want to see something that's showing that order flow is changing from sell side to buy side. Not really getting anything from the 1 hour or the 4 hour. Look at the daily. Tapped into this daily imbalance on ES has been a much cleaner move up. Interesting. Go to the hourly. Okay, we have a clear manipulation leg on the higher time frame. So we have manipulation here on the higher time frame. Haven't seen it get delivered on quite yet. So we have an SMT where ES is the lagging index. We also technically have a bearish SMT as well, but like I said, I'm looking more so at going longs in the context of all-time highs, but we're also inside of a bearish FVG here. So not feeling great about that. Okay. We'll go to let me make sure that we're at, oh, we're not even at market open. I'm tripping. Okay. All right. So we ended up being respectful of this imbalance here. And order flow is, again, now looking, we're creating lower highs. And also just created a lower low on NASDAQ. Market structure shift, but lacking displacement. Yeah, I did see that whole ICT scandal, but like I'm not like an ICT fanboy. I just like whether or not he's profitable doesn't change the fact that his ideas are right. Like just because Steve Kerr didn't have a great NBA career, I mean he won a couple. Okay, let me give a better example. Like Ty Lue, for example. Who the fuck is that guy? But he coached the Cavs to a championship in 2016. You know what I mean? Like just because somebody themselves wasn't perfect at what they do or wasn't amazing doesn't immediately invalidate their ideas or what they're saying. Because if that was the case, there wouldn't be so many profitable traders attributing their success to ICT. I just think it's silly to short all-time highs. Paulo, my man. Paulo got my back, bro. Paulo knows what's good. All right. So we got going on here. So we put in this SMT here. SMT, actually it's both of these lows, but whatever. SMT, we are seeing some bullish order flow come from that. I would honestly probably want to wait for a 15-minute change in the state before I think about taking a long. So market opens. See if we're creating displacement on the 1 minute. But I'm going to chart this out because this would be the change in the state. I want to make sure that's on the chart just so I can kind of see where that is. Because we're not really getting like displacements, so to say. Okay, so the 15-minute change in the state holds. We get displacement on the 1 minute. I'm going to drop down to the 30-second here. I think we're going to drop down to the 15-second perhaps. Market structure shift. I'd want to see retracement here. I'm going to look at the 15-second though. We did tap into that on the 1 minute. I feel like I kind of missed this leg here. Because we're inside of this bearish order block or this bearish fair value gap. So we're manipulating right before 9 a.m. Look on the 15-minute really quick. Tricky. I don't really see a clear entry anywhere. And this was potential. I did not take any trades. Yeah, ICT made me 17K. Right. What are we talking about? Yeah, I should have taken the long here. Just a little, I was a little bit uncertain due to the fact that we were inside of this 15 minutes imbalance here. So I did miss this move. I'm probably off the charts at this point. I'll look on the 15-minute one more time on both, because we could push for all-time highs here, even though, yeah, all-time highs, where are we at? We're still a minute away from all-time highs, but was that a 1 hour imbalance? Yeah, it was. We're still creating higher highs, but I don't really want to FOMO into a trade. You know what I mean? Like if we can get retracement into a, higher time frame. So we did run this gap, so it's basically null and void. So now here's what I'm looking at, is I'm looking at this gap. I guess technically it would be this, because, so I mean, if we can retrace into this gap. Well, we also have this bearish SMT, but get super strong displacement out of here. I mean, if we can get like better retracement here, I would be open to a long, because it's nearing the end of where I'd want to take a trade. So okay, I'm not opposed to this, because we do have some more buy side. And again, I do just want to practice taking a 1-to-1, but I don't know. I think if I'm right about us taking these highs, we take a lot more of these highs. So I might just partial out at a 1-to-1, but let it run, if you know what I mean. Leave some runners on there. Okay. In line with the higher time frame narrative, we just ran a higher time frame PD array and we rebalanced to a 15-minute. We don't really have an SMT or a liquidity sweep, I don't think. I mean, I guess we have this higher time frame SMT, but that's not really what I'm looking at. We had this had this manipulation. Like, I guess this is still in line. Yeah, I guess I could say so. We're still following that SMT. We're just hoping it's going to take us higher. We have clear draws on liquidity. We did invert a gap, and we also had a 15-minute change in the state. Let me look on the 1 minute, though. And we also have this 1 minute change in the state and IFVG, where we create displacement. We're inside of our trading window. It's just not in, actually, are we in discount? If we look at this range, this could still be discount. I'm not totally sure. I think we're right on the cusp of discount. Yeah, a little bit into premium, so no, not exactly. But yeah, give it a 4. I don't know if I rated it properly, but I'll give it a 4. So again, I'm going to partial out at 1R. Can I create limit orders? I don't think I can. Yeah, nah. Let me just start accumulating. This has been the story of my life today. We get into a trade and it immediately starts accumulating. Let's just go 5 minutes at a time so I'm not sitting here forever. Time is it? 11. Okay. Oh, I also want to make sure that my 1-to-1 is charted out right. Oh, I should have taken partials a minute ago. Okay, we'll take partials here. We'll close half at 1-to-1. Move stops to break even. Should have done that. I technically should have been broken even already, but. Okay, stop that at break even. Yeah, we kind of just accumulate for the rest of the afternoon session. Okay, so, I mean, not horrible. Not horrible, not horrible. I feel like I could have caught that a little bit sooner. All right. Move forward here. So I think we're going to start seeing some expansion to the upside here. Because we also kind of have the same thing here. X, A, M. We should be seeing D. Should be seeing displacement now on the higher time frames. So yeah, I'm very, very bullish here. I'm kind of working on this right now with quarterly theory. I've talked about this before. The market is either generating liquidity, taking liquidity, or yeah, 100%, 100%. But yeah, I'm pretty confident that we're gonna go higher here. Unless I don't think the 1 hour is telling me anything different now. Yeah, 1 hour isn't really telling me anything different. Changing the state on the 1 hour, creating displacement. 15-minute. No SMT skis, but we did, again, we ran this yesterday. I'd want to see some form of manipulation. I guess maybe the fact that ES took all-time highs and NASDAQ didn't. You could argue that's the manipulation leg, but I'm not totally sure about that. I'm not totally sure. All right, drop down here. 15-minute, 15-minute. Not exactly. So we might just see us pump immediately on market open. We create displacement here. I don't think it's unreasonable that we're going to push because we're already at all-time highs now. So I don't think this is unreasonable. Just trying to catch a 1-to-1 at all-time highs. I mean, we're probably going to push into the 23,000s. So I would take a negative RR potentially. I'm going to check. This is more of an experiment than anything. More of an experiment. I want to see here because it's the higher time frame narrative. We're not at a PD array. We don't have an SMT or liquidity sweep. We don't really have a clear draw, but we created displacement. We're inside of the trading window. I don't even know how I'm going to rate this, but I took a trade similar to this when the last time we were at all-time highs and it cashed, but I don't think this is going to cash this time. Yeah, no. But we do end up taking out the 2300s. Maybe if I waited for better retracement. I just waited for more retracement, I suppose. Okay, I'm gonna try to find another entry because we haven't even had the macro open yet. Once again, creating displacement to the upside. Yeah, we're just pushing higher and higher and higher. Bearish manipulation. Yeah, probably off the charts at this point. I could have caught a better move there. I took a lot of similar trades to that. The first couple times that I got you, not the first couple times, but we were right about the 4 hour narrative though. That price is going to continue to push higher. So I'm not super upset. I just got to find better ways to. We also weren't wrong about potentially going short. Oh, we went too far. Whatever. All right, let's get into it. Sorry. Let's look at the 1 hour, 4 hour I just looked at. Steady move down, but kind of lacking displacement out of this gap here. And also this fair value gap is holding. ES took these lows. NASDAQ did not. And we did start to accumulate on the higher time frame. Drop into the 15-minute. Still accumulating on the 15-minute, it would appear. So we saw not really too much off of market open. So we're just accumulating right now. And I want to see that manipulation leg to the downside. Or we can just get immediate displacement. do create displacement immediately. Market structure shift. I want to see some retracement. I feel like the bane of my existence is waiting for retracement. But sometimes we get it like right there. So we do retrace into this gap. This gap is holding. Changing the state here. Good amount of generated buy side. We're seeing buying pressure. These highs are pretty relevant. What are these? These are London session highs. Target London session highs at a 1-to-1. See you, bro. Thanks for popping into the stream, man. Probably put stops a little bit tighter here, too. Maybe like right below this imbalance. Target like more of like a 1-to-1.5. And this might be the last trade of the stream. This went on for a little bit longer than I thought it would, but I didn't think I was going to get cooked as bad as I did today. Yeah, just still making lower lows. Brutal. Really unfortunate. Really unfortunate. Yeah, 33% win rate, 0.5 RR. Really bad, really unfortunate performance overall. Definitely got some work to do over the weekend. So we're going to get some more backtesting streams in. That was really brutal. All-time highs have been fucking killing me. But, hold on. It's like I said last time. Hold on. Let me lock in on this really quick. You know what, chat? Sometimes things don't go the way you want them to. Sometimes you're feeling really good about a setup. You think it's an A+ setup. You've seen it cash multiple times. And we near all-time highs. And all of a sudden, your model doesn't work as well as you thought it once did. You've heard about this. People have told you this. People have told you that there's downswings with trading. You know, everybody knows that at some point, you're going to go through a losing streak. But life isn't about not getting knocked down. It's about how you get back up. Because think about it this way. Every single time something that you want to do, and this is for anything. This could be for trading. It could be for any business endeavor. It could be in the gym. It could be anywhere that you want to succeed. Anything you want to succeed in, every single time it gets challenging, and every single time it's not going the way you wanted it to, there is somebody who went through that same experience and they quit. And that's when you fail. You don't fail when things get hard. You don't fail when you get knocked down. You fail when you give up. That is the only form of failure. So with that being said, we're going to be back testing again tomorrow night. Going to be doing some looking into with my strategy. I'll see you on the flip side, chat. Hopefully I timed this right. Hopefully, if I don't time this right, I'm going to look like such a fucking